Hello people, it's me, Courtney. I'm back again with another video, and this is chapter 6, and tonight I will be talking about replace individualism with a unifying philosophy. Now, one of the key ingredients to survive and thrive in Babylon is to very much live by a unifying philosophy. You see, because there's a thing called strength in numbers. Now, there's a reason why it's called that, because when you are in numbers, there's a lot more strength. Now, I understand that when you do things by yourself, maybe you can move at a faster pace because you're doing it on your own. But if you move in numbers, there's more strength, because what that means now is that you don't have to carry all the burden and responsibility by yourself. You've got people around you and with you that's helping you to carry that burden. You see, now when you're trying to do everything on your own, you can burn out, right? Because now you're going to have to rely on yourself to carry all that weight. And remember, you're only one person. What about when, life very much takes you by the hand, right? And throws you on the floor and beats you to your knees, right? Sometimes you're not always going to have the strength to carry everything on your own. So if you sort of live your life with a unifying philosophy, it means that when you're very much dealing with people, and not anybody, but if you meet somebody or people that very much are about unity and come together and helping and supporting each other, if you're very much meeting people like that, then you can very much talk to those people and sort of build bonds, right? And this is one of the key ways to survive and thrive in Babylon. It's all about unity, because what we're living in now, we're living in a society that's very much about individualism. A lot of people out here don't really like to work together, and this is why society is where it's at now, where you have a government that is very much keeping the people down, and the people are not working together because everybody's just very much selfish. It's always, me, me, me. It's all about me. Get out my way. Give me, push, push, push. It's everybody's very much for themselves, right? And if this society continues to live by individualism, it's going to very much fall to its knees, and this Western society will just completely collapse, because a society that operates of individualism can't and will not last. It will not last. It will somehow, crumble to the floor and very much crumble to pieces, right? So I'm an advocate of unity, a unifying philosophy that brings people together, right? And it helps to achieve more. Now think about if you're, by yourself, right? You're trying to achieve things all on your own, and just look at what you've achieved so far in your life. And maybe you're an individual that's achieved maybe you've achieved a lot of things, maybe you've achieved a few things in your life, but just think about if you had a bit more support in your life. Just think about it. For those of you that are doing things on your own right now, you're trying to take on the world by yourself, you haven't got much support in your life, right? And maybe you've achieved some things by yourself, and that's good. That's good for you if you've been on your own and you're achieving things by yourself. But think about if you had, more people to support you. Just think about how much more you could have achieved. Just think about what it takes to build an empire. It takes a number of people. You cannot build an empire as a single individual, as in by yourself. You got to have an army of people that are all going to willing to come together to build this empire, right? But empires don't get built by one person alone, right? So think about when you've got a bunch of people around you that are going to help support you, and you all support each other. Think about how much more you could achieve as a unit of people working together, as opposed to just trying to do things by yourself. Just think about it. Just think about how much more we could achieve as a society if we all came together and supported each other, just think about what we could achieve. Think about how many mountains we could move out here. Do you see? And this is the thing. This is what it's going to... In order for us to survive and thrive out here today, it's going to take coming together. I know many of you have heard this before, but you're going to hear it again. You see, because coming together is going to help us solve a lot of our problems in today's society that I call and refer to as Babylon, right? So if what the task I'm going to give you is try to develop a unifying philosophy. Now, when it comes to unifying with people, be careful who you try to unify with, because we are living in, very much a selfish society. So you can't unify with very much everybody. There's only some people out here that very much have that mindset, and not everybody thinks about coming together. Some people have no desire to unify. Some people just want to just be selfish and very much live for themselves. They're very much about their own self-gain, and they're not trying to help nobody. And they're using other people as a vehicle to help get them to the next level, and they're not really looking to give anything back in return. So there's a lot of people that are like that. So you got to assess who you're going to unify with. Don't just try to do it with any person, because you could try to do it with a person or a people who's not really about that type of lifestyle. That they're not. That's not what they're cut out for. That's not really what they're about. So you've got to very much assess who you're going to unify with, who you're going to engage with when it comes to, very much applying the unifying philosophy, right? But the unifying philosophy is very much what's needed. Without that philosophy, you're going to very much struggle in life. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to struggle when you unify with, a variation of people. It just means that your struggle is going to be a lot more harder. It's going to be more intense. You're going to be, very much drained out because you're trying to carry too much on your own. And there comes a time where you're going to have to unify with people, right? It's like, for example, you got a lot of people are by themselves. They're not a lot of people that are single, not in relationships, right? But you see, again, if you have that mentality of, I'm going to stay on my own and I don't want to be with nobody. If that's your mentality for the rest of your life is going to beat you to your knees. Because the whole point, human beings, we are very much social creatures. We're not supposed to do things on our own. I mean, yeah, we have our own sort of independence to do things, but as a human race, we are supposed to work together. We have been put here together from man, woman, and child, and we're all here to work together as a human family. Right? We're not really supposed to be doing things on our own. We're supposed to work together. That's why you have a thing called community. That's why you have a thing called the village. Because we're not supposed to. It's only here in Western society what really very much promotes to, or just do it on your own. I'm not going to help you. I don't want to help you. You just go and do it on your own, and I'm going to go and do my own thing over here. And everybody's very much about doing their own thing. But you see, that mentality ain't going to get us far as a people. In the long term, you're going to crash and burn. Okay? Because there's only so much that you can take on your own. You're going to need help at some point in your life. So when you adopt the unifying philosophy, what that does is that when you are very much out in society, you have the intention of wanting to unify with people to, to very much bring change to the society that you're very much in right now, right? And you have to work with people. You have to partner up and, do collaborations with people. It's okay to do that, but be very cautious about who you work with, because some people may, very much be under the guise and say they're about unity, but they're really not. They're really in it for their self-gain. So just, very much have that in mind, okay? But the unifying philosophy is very much the key to your survival in today's modern day Babylon society. So I'm going to end the video on that note, and I shall see you in the next video.